So, today's video, I know I said this yesterday, today's video is not going to be near as long as yesterday's video or the day before's video. It was a good day cutting. We had a really good day. Wind was blowing out of the southwest. It really played in our favor today, the wind did. For once, that's not very often I'll say that the wind's really in our favor. It's usually working against us, it always seems like. Got 2 trees left to cut on the job. We'll go back Sunday and finish them up because I got to take the skid steer back Sunday. We'll buck up logs. We will get them all laid out, get them ready to go. And that's when the fun part starts, merchandising them, getting them all laid out, and all the magic happens. So, guys, thanks a lot for following along. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Tomorrow, I've got to go look at timber. It'll be a travel day tomorrow. So, I'll probably make a video of me and Brandon doing some dirt work, what I'll post up for tomorrow. But 24th of this month, March 24th, Dudley, Missouri, the Wappapello Woodlands Expo. Logger Threads and Timber Tracker will be there. You can find us down there. We've got a little booth. It's our trial run. Our first expo ever. The Logger Threads and Timber Tracker team. We're really going down there to push more Logger Thread stuff. We'll have what I'm calling the Logger Threads girls with us. We'll be down there just kind of showing off the merchandise, showing off the Logger Threads apparel, showing off what it's about. I mean, like I said, it's not your everyday cheap t-shirt. Shoot no. This is like the Hugo Boss of forestry clothing. This is the Versace of forestry wear. This is Logger Threads. So, catch us down there the 24th. It's on a Saturday. It's a one-day deal. Just a one-day deal expo, the first one. After that, our next expo is in Richmond, Virginia in May. We'll be out there for a few days, but we're excited to go get our feet wet down here, first expo. I'm excited to meet a bunch of you guys. Come down, hang out, say hi, see us, get some Logger Threads, meet the beautiful girls that are coming along, I had to bribe with a lot of money to be seen in public with me. That's how that works. Come hang out, check us out, see what we're about. They're doing, I guess it's kind of like lumberjack games down there, you know, like the cross-cut, axe throwing, maybe some hot saws. And as a logger here in Missouri, a certified logger, I can go down there and I can get a PTH, continuing education credit. So I'm actually killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Smart guy. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. We will see you tomorrow. Follow us on all of our social outlets, Turner Logging LLC at Instagram, Facebook. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're getting close to 3,000. I think we're at 3,944 last I checked. Keep it up. 54 more to 3,000. Check out everything with Logger Threads. Check out everything with Timber Tracker. Download the free app. All the goings on at timbertracker.net. List your equipment, your timber, cut logs, everything awesome, job listings, everything forestry and nothing else at Timber Tracker. Guys, I'm getting delusional because we pulled about an 18-hour day yesterday, and I'd say we're looking at another 18-hour day today. I'm just now pulling up to the dirt site, so I gotta go. Guys, thanks a lot. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great weekend. See ya. This is how we're starting the morning right here. This whole big thing here. Now, it worries me a little bit. Me and Dad noticed it because I didn't really pay any attention when I first looked at these. For the second time I come back and looked at it. But that limb right there across the fence out of that hackberry's broke off. Now, I think it's holding up in this other hackberry here pretty good. I think that hackberry will support it, but it's still something kind of worries us we're watching for. Because when that tree goes, there's enough of it at the top. We don't want it to come down and smash the fence because I hate building fence. I hate messing with fence. Absolutely hate it. Of course, me and Dad were looking. I thought for sure with the lean and everything, it was going to go right back out here in the brush. And we think it will, but Dad says there's just enough weight that runs a chance of kind of running down the fence line. And he thought it might pose a little bit of risk of hitting the fence, but he's going to kind of bore it out and see what it looks like, and I might have to go back and get the skidder, and we might get up in it and pull it, which there really ain't no place to pull because we can't get out in there. It's too brushy to pull that direction. So probably what we'd have to do is either pound wedges in the back side, then come around and try to push and angle it around, or I don't know what. So our options that I can see are limited. Now Dad, he might have a few tricks up his sleeve, you never know, but for what I see, we're pretty limited, which I think it'll fall, I really do, but just watching that old snag there is what's worrying me. So let's hope it holds up in that other hackberry instead of coming down and tearing this fence up. We got this old devil down. It wasn't easy. We pounded wedges in it. Of course, Dad's he's already packed hammer and wedges back up to the truck. Got lucky, that thing's still staying there. I didn't think it'd ever fall because we wanted to leave this side hold right here. You can see where there's a little fiber pull. And I was cutting down on it finally because there was a limb just holding enough to keep it up there. So I was pounding in my wedges, which you can see right here somewhere. I started out, I had a wedge here, and I had another wedge over here. Then it was lean enough I could pull one wedge out and put it back here. And I went to do it one time, and I said, Dad, this tree's hollow. But it's kind of like a dry root socket there. It doesn't go anywhere, but it's not good, but it doesn't really hurt the log a great deal. But placement was good, kept it off the fence, that's the main thing. I went ahead and cut that elm down. That elm was growing into that walnut, which we've seen a lot of that here on this job. Trees growing into trees and intermingling with other trees. So good colored wood, good sap line, good log. A lot of footage. So that's the first one of the day. We're gonna climb up out of here. Dad's already up here at the truck. We're gonna go to Skidder, get it fueled, grab the axe here, and then we're gonna start laying some trees down. Now, when I try to take it all, That's a lot of log there. A lot of log. And just like I said, I'm looking at it through both angles. I'm looking through it in actual real world time here and through the lens. And I'll promise you, these, like anything, pictures you take, I see a lot of guys take pictures of terrain, and the camera doesn't look like rough terrain, and people give them crap. They're like, oh, that's not rough. But in all actuality, that is rough terrain, because these cameras, just like right now, this log doesn't appear near as long as it actually is. So these cameras can play some tricks on you. I bet that's close to 50-foot of running log from where I topped it right there. Now we're taking everything we can that'll make a board, a good straight board. You got this crooked thing here, I guess. See if we can climb out of here. Dad's over here letting the fence down. We're gonna fall some trees. There's a cross fence, but we're just taking the wire down. We'll fall the trees over that wire. That way we don't break the wire. We can go in with the skid steer, clean the tree tops up, and the wire can be put right back up. Easy as that. Now this tree here, you'll notice it looks like the stump's pretty high on this back side. And don't get me wrong, it is on this back side. But it's weathered out to the roots. Now on the top, we're in the rocks. Now, another reason is that rock growing in right there. There's another rock growing in on the other side of the root right there. Wouldn't have been any way to get them out of there. We cut it just as low as we could on the top side here. So that's where it had to be cut. Said we didn't really lose much. Now, I don't like to waste anything, but said we're in the rocks up here. Just part of it, man. Some of them are different, but heck of a log. Even with that little dry socket there, don't go nowhere. Heck of a log. That's just an old root socket, what we call a dry socket. I hate to see it still. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I wish it wasn't there, but it's, at least it's not in the heartwood. So let's get this thing out to the deck. Dad'll have me swamp the trees if I don't hurry. Forgot the gas and oil yesterday down here. We always keep a bunch of gas and oil in the truck anyway. And Dad, I was making a drag and he cut this big tree, the one that's all lightning scarred. Of course, we took all the steeples and clips off the barbed wire fence. That way when the tree fell on it, it just kind of smashed the wire down. And we did check with the landowner before we did this to make sure it was okay, we could do it. because this is the tree yesterday we said that was, and this is a huge tree. It just leaned too hard. We couldn't, there's no way we could have pulled it back. No way. But, you know, this thing's got all this lightning scar, but look at that. Look how good that cut. Look at all that lightning scar. Now, I had guys that said, you know, why cut a tree like that? It's all chewed up with lightning. Well, that's why. Just because it's got lightning scar on it doesn't mean it's always going to cut bad. Now, there's times when lightning scar, I mean, you know it's going to be prominently bad. You just know it's going to cut bad. But this tree here, it was scarred up in 2 or 3 places. But we knew that it'd just be on the outside. It'd be scars. It wouldn't go too deep. There is a lot of footage in that tree there. A lot of footage. Good wood right there. It won't veneer, but that's what they'll make heavy lumber out of. Like your 8-quarter and 12-quarter lumber. That's just a big log. It's got a lot of footage. It's going to look nice in the pile out there. As far as the top, I told the landowners that I would come back and I'm going to cut this top up. And what we'll do is we'll take the skid steer, because we can get in here a little better. We'll get in here with the brush grapple. We'll pick all this tree top up off the fence, and we'll take it and put it in a pile somewhere. And all we'll have to do is put the fence back up. Which, great thing about, you know, you have to take these clips off, because if you don't, you'll just bust the wire. But taking them off, it just sets it right on down to the ground. It's the best way to go about it. Somebody gets gas and oil up here to Dad. I need to fuel up my saw too. We got a few more of these big things to cut. The southwest wind's really picking up, which today that wind's it's gonna be beneficial to us, because we're wanting these trees to kind of go to the north and northeast. So that southwest wind's gonna be good. We got a couple right there and 2 or 3 big boys on up there. So starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're about to put the wraps on this one as far as the cutting goes. Dad's getting ready to bring the last tree down that we're going to cut today. That'll leave us 2 trees to cut when we come back Sunday, plus a little cleanup. I've got it. Well, the wind's picking up. Not that matters today, because the wind's really helping us today, if anything. But the wind is picking up. But I've got to get back to start on dirt. It's a little after noon. The big tree's about to fall. And as a logger, I'm always looking across the fence at trees. I'm looking at trees when I'm driving down the road, but as we're cutting somewhere, I'm constantly looking around looking at trees. And I've spotted several what looks to be pretty good sized walnut trees across the fence. So before we leave, we're going to have to go over there and pay a little visit to the neighbors and see if we can cut some timber. I'd sure like to get all we could while we're here, especially if they're big trees like these, which I don't expect them to be, but a guy can dream, can't he? See if we can get in here and fish this last log out. I don't really know what the best way to go with it is. Don't really know. Actually, I think I'll jump off here, and I've got my saw in the back. I'm gonna jump off here, help Dad trim this thing up real quick before we go in there and get it. If I don't fall off the skidder, we'll jump in here and we'll work this top up. Wonder how much footage we got. Left. We'll get them Sunday. But there is some footage here. We've got a pretty good one behind us. That is a beautiful pile of wood. them switches for all the homies. Dad's coming around here. Man, what a bunch of logs. What a bunch of logs. And some clubs we cut today. Now, the thing I love is bringing these things out real ugly like this. Limbs sticking out of them. Now, Sunday when we come back, of course, Dad's got a lot of them marked now. Dad does about all the marking. Sunday when we come back, that's when the fun part starts. I love taking these ugly logs like this because, like I said, we try to pull everything we can, everything possible out of the woods that'll make a dollar that'll sell. Then, when we get it out here, we start trimming it up and shaping it up and laying it out with a skid steer. That's when things are fun right there. Not that cutting these things isn't fun either, because it is, but I love getting to trim these things up and really make them look good. Which, set of logs like this, you don't have to do much to make them look good. Big bunch of wood.